I have two children. They're both in their 20s. They're still my children, Brian and Beth. I love my children. I love them equally. I don't have a favorite child. I do, however, have favorite employees. I think it's natural. Those people who come to work on time, who enjoy what they do, who look for ways to add to the contribution that they make, who when they experience a problem or a challenge, deal with it in a constructive adult fashion. When they need something, they ask for it. If they have a question, they ask it. They deal with the inevitable disagreements that take place in a constructive adult way. They go home at night and they come back tomorrow and they do exactly the same thing. I love those people compared to passive-aggressive people, people who don't come to work on time, people who look for ways to minimize their contribution, people who complain about essentially everything that we try to do that might take anybody 2 steps outside their existing comfort level. I think it's natural to have favorite employees. Favoritism, on the other hand, is something that we have to be careful of. And sometimes we have to be careful of favoritism when it comes to those most productive contributing employees. Meaning, Sue has come to work late by 10 minutes 3 times this week. I don't want to say anything to Sue because, you know, she stays late, she'll work through lunch, she'll do whatever it takes. If I need something at the last minute, I know I can count on her to deliver. Michelle comes to work 5 minutes late a couple of times a week. I think I have to have a talk with her because Michelle is much more of an average performer. Be very, very careful about favoritism, which is now extending treatment to people that really is not appropriate for whatever reason. When we have policies, the expectation is that everybody in the team, everybody in the community that our organization represents should in fact be following those same policies. And to the extent that they don't, it's necessary for us as leaders to take a minute and give them a heads up. Hey, I noticed you were a couple of minutes late for the second time this week. Is everything okay? Call it to their attention, make sure they know. Turning a blind eye in that situation will inevitably result in that least productive employee, if and when you decide to sit down and address the issue with them, turning to you and saying, but what are you doing about so-and-so? It becomes very difficult, I think, for a credible leader to look that person in the eye and say, well, that's different. They're more productive than you are, so that buys them the opportunity to violate policies based on my discretion. Having a favorite employee is one thing. Engaging in favoritism is quite another.